We are back for week 9 of the NFL season, guys. Super hyped. We're going to be looking at some straights, some parlays, and this week we're going to be doing a collab parlay for Monday Night Football as well, too. So make sure to stick to the end. Each of me, Brad, and Brian are going to be sharing a Monday Night Football pick to create a nice, juicy Monday Night Football parlay. But now, let's get into the straights. I'm going to kick it off. Patriots minus 5.5. We're seeing odds of minus 104. Really solid odds there. That's what I call great value off the gate, Brian, because we're near even money right there. Basically even money. But yeah, the Pats have been super strong this season. They've cashed in 4 of their last 5. You may say, oh, the opposition's been kind of weaker. That's a fair remark, but I would say, I think just if you watch the games that the Pats have been playing really strong, May's found his rhythm. So doing really well there. And then also we can see too, against teams that rank in the bottom half of the league, which Atlanta are now that they have a below 500 record, we can see that this is hit in a good percentage of those games. But yeah, if we could go over to the Falcons tab now, Brian, we can see that they've struggled quite a bit recently. Failed to cover in their last 2 games. Of course, Penix was out against Miami, but he's still banged up, so he's questionable for this weekend. If he does play, you're facing a banged up quarterback, and if he doesn't play, you're facing Kirk Cousins, which is green. So, yeah, I really like this one. I think the Patriots at home will cover.
Loving that spread pick, mixing things up, getting to the game lines. I like it. And I'm going with the same idea, except I got the first half spread, which wanted to call out. This is also on HOF now. We have full the quarter props as well as the half props. So definitely go check those out. But I'm rocking with Detroit Lions, that my team, to cover a minus 6.5 first half spread. And they're playing against the Vikings here, a divisional rival. And if we look down in the chart here, you'll see that they've covered this in 3 out of the last 4 games. And then if I turn on the home game filters, they've covered this in 3 straight home games. I think this is easy. And with JJ McCarthy coming back from injury, first game back, I think he'll have probably a slower start. And then if we look over to the Vikings first half stats page here, we'll see that they have kind of been struggling to cover the first half, like plus 6.5 spread over here, especially against an explosive offense such as the Lions playing at home. For the odds that we're getting at also even money, I think this is more than fair.
Love the loyalty, Brian. I know you're sticking with your Detroit Lions. I'm going to go with Sam Darnold here for my straight pick at 225 plus passing yards. This is hit in 4 out of 7 games this season, as he's averaged just over 250 passing yards, and it's also hit in 72% of games since the start of 2024 season. This is also hit in all 3 away games this year. If you go to filters and then away games only, you'll see it's in all 3 of these games. He's one of the most consistent passers that we've seen since last year, and the Commanders ranked 28th in passing yards allowed this season. They have also 6 out of 8 QBs have cleared this line that have faced the Commanders this season, as you see there. And if we filter by the bottom quarter of opposing passing defenses that he has faced, this line has cashed in both games this season, as you can see there. With Jaden Daniels presumably back, there is some upside here in what could be a high-scoring affair, so I really like this pick as my straight.
Moving into our parlay section now, and this segues perfectly with Brad's Sam Darnold over. I am going JSN at least 80 receiving yards, and this is hit in 6 of 7 games this season. The game it missed, he missed by just 1 yard. So he's been absolutely killing it. Darnold's favorite target for the Seahawks. And we can see if we scroll down to the recent stat lines, that other wide receiver ones have been crushing this. The last 2 weeks we see Rice, we see CeeDee Lamb crushing this line. JSN's on that level this year. He's one of the top receivers in the game. Moving over to Olave now. Olave has also been crushing it, and he has hit in 7 of 8 games. He's been absolutely crushing it this season. Those last 4 games, we can see he's smashing this line. And the other thing, too, is he's facing the Rams, who allow lots of yards to wide receivers. But if we could actually go over to the leaderboard section, Brian, we can see that both Olave and JSN rank top 5 in targets this season, both averaging over 10 targets per game. So they're getting plenty of touches. They're facing relatively weaker passing defenses. This just feels like the right week to go with this. And we are getting it for plus 145, which is great value for a bet that's hit in, if we scroll down, Brian, for this season, 75% of games.
Great parlay. I love that too, man. Great value on that as well. No shit talk for me this week. I'm probably tailing that parlay. But on my side of things here, I got a 3-legger for you guys. Very straightforward. Got a builder with about even money, a little bit better. Just want to bring you guys a win here this week. So I'm starting off with Justin Herbert, 200 plus pass yards. He's hit this in every single game so far except one this year, and against a Tennessee defense who is not great. The team is not good as well. I think Herbert cashes this pretty easily. And then if we look down in the recent stat lines, what is that? Like 6 out of the last 7 quarterbacks against Tennessee have cashed. So I think this is cash is no problem. Wanted to take a safer line here, and that'll be my first leg. Moving over to my second leg here. Similar idea. We're going with the Colts again. Daniel Jones for 200 pass yards as well. I think this is also a no-brainer. We're looking at a Pittsburgh defense who is literally the worst team in stopping the pass. Daniel Jones has covered this in every single game so far this season. And then if we look down in the recent stat lines, every other quarterback has also cashed this line so far this season. So I think these two are really straightforward. And then just to back it up a little bit more, I'm going to pull up leaders as well. And if we look at the league leaders for pass yards so far this season, you see Herbert up there, number 1, and then you see Daniel Jones there at number 6. So it's 2 elite quarterbacks, 2 elite offenses. Should be easy. And for my final pick here, when in doubt, go to your star players. I'm going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs for 80 plus combined rushing and receiving yards. He's hit this in all but 2 games so far this year, coming off his best game of the season against Tampa Bay, where he had 218 yards. I think this is easy as well. If we look down in the recent rushing stat lines, we'll see that majority of these running backs are cashing as well this line of 80, and Gibbs being a top 3 running back this year should be no problem. And then one more thing, if I throw on the home filter, we'll see that he actually averages, 140 combined yards at home so far. If the Lions are going to win, they're going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs, and I think they will win. So that'll wrap up my third pick. If we look over on the parlay optimizer, we'll see that no filters, we're still getting good value. However, if I do throw on that home or away filter, what do we see here? 100% greens, which is what we love. Again, plus money pick still. We're going to get 2 wins, move on to the next week.
Brian, I love that Justin Herbert pick. He's now dating Madison Beer. I see increased confidence, and I'm going to keep rolling with this Chargers offense. I got, for my first leg, Kamani Vidal, 70-plus rushing yards. I love what I saw out of him last week against the Vikings. He looked very explosive, rushing for 117 yards on 23 carries. With the last 3 games where Hampton has been out, he has recorded 2 100-plus rushing yard games in that span, and he now faces the Titans that are ranked 31st in rushing yards allowed to running backs. They're also one of the worst offenses in the league, and the Chargers should be up early in this one. Will likely have to run the ball a ton. This line has also cashed for the last 4 running backs to face the Titans as well. So a lot of value here. On to my second pick. I like DK Metcalf, 50-plus receiving yards. This is hit in 5 out of 7 games this season, where he's averaged about 66 yards per game in that span. This is also hit in the last 3 home games, where he has averaged 92 yards per game in that span as well. So plays better at home. Indiana also ranks 30th in receiving yards allowed overall to pass catchers. And this line has also cashed for the last 7 top receivers that have faced them this year. The Colts are also one of the top offensive teams that have been staying hot in this league and pretty solid against the run, ranking 7th overall. So I'd expect Rodgers will need to throw the ball a bit here, as well as if we filter by the opposing offensive rank, we will see that DK has hit this line in all 3 games If we go to the top quarter there, it's in all 3 games this year against elite offenses with high scoring affairs. So I love the upside here, especially since DK is a big play threat at all time. For my last pick, I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes 20 plus rushing yards. This is hit in 6 out of 8 games this season, as he's averaged about 35 rushing yards in that span and has also hit in the last 4 games. The Bills also rank dead last in rushing yards allowed to QBs, including giving up big rushing totals to previous QBs such as Spencer Rattler, Justin Fields, and Lamar Jackson this year, as you can see there. So big rushing totals there. They also rank second in passing yards allowed, so their strong defense will likely force Mahomes to scramble a lot in this game and to find yardage, which is what he is elite at doing. If we filter also by the top half of opposing pass defense ranks, we will see that Mahomes has rushed for 66 yards against the Eagles this year, his largest rushing total. So a lot of value here. I love that he's going to scramble, so I think these are locks. If we go over to the Parlay Optimizer, we'll see that we're getting that at plus 266 on Caesars. And if we go to filtering the last 3 games, or if we go to the last 3 games, you'll see all greens here. We're getting implied odds at minus 200 and a lot of value here. So I think these are locks for this week. It's time for me to put on my cowboy hat. We're crafting an all Cowboys lay for Monday Night Football. And in honor of Halloween, I got this on, so let's roll. First pick, we're going to have Cowboys team points over 27. They are one of the most explosive elite offenses this year, especially with CeeDee Lamb coming back. I don't see any signs of slowing down, and as you can see, it's hit in 5 out of games this year. And they're playing at home, and if we filter by home games, you'll see that they're even better at home, having at least 40 points in those games. So really love the value here, really love the matchup, especially since the Cardinals haven't been that great on defense and have a bit of an offensive advantage for the Cowboys.
I'm loving that, Brad, and that takes us into our second pick now. I have Javonte Williams to score a touchdown. He's been on fire this season, hitting in 6 of 8 games. I believe he's averaging 3 red zone carries per game. If we go take a little look at the usage share chart, let's take a look there. Yes, it is 3 red zone carries per game, so plenty of touches in the red zone. And then finally, if we look at how other running backs are doing at the recent stat lines, we can see the last 3 running backs to face the Cardinals have all scored touchdowns, with Jacobs having 2 last week. Williams is one of those top running backs this year, so I'm loving this one. And now I'm going to pass the rock over to Brian with a little...
Yeah, I'm going to close us out here. Wrapping up our Cowboys parlay, I got George Pickens for 50 plus receiving yards. He's cashed this in every single game except the first, by far. Very easy. And you might be wondering, CeeDee Lamb's back. Does that affect things? Is he going to get less targets? Well, if I put on the width filter in CeeDee Lamb there, we see that he's still doing his thing. He's still cashing. Last 4 games, he's getting there. Good amount of targets still, averaging 7 targets per game. Against a defense who weak against the pass as well as against wide receivers in particular. We'll see that most of the receivers against them have cashed. So that wraps up our parlay. With those 3 picks, we're looking at a 50% combined hit rate on the Dallas side. And then if we throw on the home or away filter, we see that this has cashed in every single Dallas Cowboys game this year. We're getting it for plus 238. We're bringing you guys value, bringing you guys great plays. And that's going to wrap up the Week 9 picks and predictions for the HOF team. So, as always, if y'all enjoyed, definitely leave a like. Let us know who you're tailing, who you're fading in the comments down below. And don't forget, code HOFYT gets you 7 days for free, gets you $10 off your first month. So there's really no reason not to be using HOF at this point. So we'll see you on the other side once we hit these picks. Catch y'all next week. Peace.